unlike we've done in the last few days. I think today, I'm not sure, are you guys going to both talk? Are you going to talk this week?
Do whatever you guys want.
So I think
they have questions for the incoming.
Okay. So I think primarily it'll just be Shane Greer, who's an incident commander, type 2 trainee, who's going to be talking about the fire and give you the details on the briefing of the fire. Again, I'm Chris Barth, the Public Information Officer. We'll answer some questions about what's going on. One thing I did want to add before we get started talking about today's update is just to pass along from Jefferson County that they would like folks to know that those folks that have taken animals to the shelter, they would like those people to pick up their animals. There's still animals at the shelter, and it would be they would appreciate those homeowners getting their animals and taking them from the shelter.
This would be the fairgrounds shelter, or?
I believe that was the one location where they had those set up. I'm not sure if I think that was the only one where
they had small animals at Foothills as well.
Okay.
Foothills
Great,
Animal
thank
Shelter.
you. So with that, Shane Greer, Incident Commander Training.
Good morning. We had a good day on the fire yesterday. We were able to, at the end of the day, call 90% containment on the incident. As you can see by the map, black identifies the area that is fully contained on the fire. With that, it gave us the ability yesterday evening to lift all evacuation orders for all remaining residents who had been evacuated, as well as to turn power on to the entire grid that had been shut off previously on the fire. So with that, plans for today, this will be the last shift of Incident Management Team B. We'll be turning it over tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. to a local Type 3 Incident Management Team. They will keep two Type 2 fire crews, 2 engines, and a helicopter on scene. How long those resources will be here with the Type 3 team will be up to them after we're gone. Operations today on the fire with the resources that we have is really down to what's left of mop up along the fire line, some rehabilitation of the lines that we put in, and really just clean up all the hose or flagging or any of that kind of stuff, bring that back in off the line. And that is all I've got for just a general update.
I'll add one more thing about that transition that Shane referred to. Along with the operational crews that he mentioned, there will be an information officer continuing to share information as it is pertinent and relevant to the Lime Gulch Fire. The same Lime Gulch Fire information phone number will still be available. That number again is 720-583-4733. IncyWeb will also continue to be maintained. As far as Twitter, the Twitter information about the Lime Gulch Fire will continue to come through at PSICC_NF. I imagine that Jeffco Sheriff will continue to provide their own Twitter messages and work. Our information officer, the information officer that's transitioning to the Type 3 organization, will work with them to share that information as it's relevant. Any questions?
Is all power back on in the areas?
It was by 8 o'clock this morning. Our IREA had said that they would have power established.
They began last evening, but they have to go through a process of checking the lines before they energize it.
And with the 10%, the red at the top, can you just kind of describe what's going on right there, right now?
They're just ensuring that all the mop-up's complete along that line this morning and throughout the day today before it's called 100% contained. That's the last piece.
The crews that are left are looking for anything that pops up in the interior.
No, generally when we
Just the
do
line?
mop-up on really any incident of any size, there's just a certain distance that we don't define. It's based on risk of the fire escaping. So it could be 5 feet or 20 feet or whatever it is, depending on the slope, what the vegetation's like in that area, how hot it burned, etc. And they'll just do what we call mop-up along the perimeter of the fire, removing the chance that it will escape from the edge of the fire.
Why don't you introduce Jared?
Other questions on that? Okay. And then we brought along, we'd like to introduce Jared Hone. He's going to be the incoming Type 3 Incident Commander. If you have any questions for Jared, I'm going to answer those.
The name again? Jared. J-A-R-E-D. Last name? H-O-H-N.
H-R?
H-O-H-N.
And Shane, can we get your last name?
You bet. It's Greer, G-R.
How do we get hold of you, Jared?
Through the information
G-R.
person that's going to stay, Nick, will
Okay.
be the contact. Public information. We'll have a public information individual with us until we transition to a type 4.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you all for your continued interest in this and getting the word out to the local community. Definitely appreciate it. It's been a pleasure to work with you. Thank you.
Thank you for mopping up so quick and containing that so fast.
Thank you for the access this morning.
You're
I learned
welcome.
a lot.
Good, good.
Anything